weekend. Let's see them climb to the top of that leaderboard. Really close to one another, almost contesting each other even. During some of those practice games, they were actually kind of feeling each other out, fighting it out, but neither team kind of won that scenario, no matter if they won the fight or not. So they're trying to take a slower approach, but that means they're rotating parallel with the zone moving towards the north.
Has had a couple of developments here. Striker and Kadu, we saw them posturing a little bit earlier on before that last rotate. This next pool is gonna send everyone packing though. Mustache, he's actually fallen. The mid-ground getting a little bit too chaotic, and he just couldn't break through. A success, and sure enough, it's a fully intact trio versus the sea of duos. Reason finds a big elimination onto Swizzy though, and Chap going to immediately stack from those divisional cups, but here in the global stage, they just haven't found a home.
Honestly, quite shocking. As we tune into MrSavage, Reason, no Chap in sight. Getting eliminated early, but I'm a glass half full.
We have seen so many interventions, so many other teams, and that's something that Chap, Reason, and MrSavage don't take lightly. They're gonna spend a little bit of extended time inside of these early storm picks. They don't mind it, and it's giving them a good idea of which direction they actually want to head, especially when you're scouting out some of those surge bases in the distance. They know there's going to be teams
where the half and half actually was. And even further south, nobody really wanted to make that move, because you know as well as I do, inadvertently with the crash pass, Flowberry Fizz, it just makes you an open target. A Savage, Chap, Reason, they're getting a little bit more aggressive, trying to take advantage of Merim, Buyu, Ryu. They're underneath as well. I think Wixie might still be alive. Nope, saw it in the feed. Queasy's gonna take him down, so Savage, Chap, Reason, even with 2 eliminations.
Cut straight to the front side of zone. Might have been a little bit too ambitious here, though. The lobby has taken notice. Chap, no shield, no time to recover it just yet either. MrSavage doesn't have any white heals to his name. They've got to just fight it out with teams directly behind them. But Chap finally getting the opportunity. He's trying to see if he can replenish.
But there's still a whole team on high ground and another team lurking underneath. That's Chap, Savage, and Reason. They're making every single... This is it. It's basically all EU here in the end game. Chap down below, trying to make a play. He's gonna get cut short. Reason as well. It's all just they'll face.
Checking back in now though with Chap, MrSavage, and Reason. These guys have really just been sticking to their own game plan, and a lot of that entails spending some additional time inside of those early storm takes. They know that they don't have anybody contesting them, and kind of surprised, Jacob, that no one has decided to try action. But the way that the zones are pulling here, MrSavage, Reason, and Chap now trying to see if they can work their way up from the underbelly of the lobby. They've got a semi-isolated layer, but they're gonna be forced to drop. They don't have the materials to keep tarping through that mid-ground section. And underneath, we're quiet throughout today, Jacob, but that could change in an instant. MrSavage, Reason, and Chap now trying to make sure that their back tarp is fully closed off, but Savage not having the opportunity yet to keep building through. Chap picking up where his IGL left off. That is so much praise on Chap's shoulders, and for good reason. You could even argue that if it weren't for Chap, MrSavage and Reason might not even be at the Global Championship right now. But the Major 3 performance, that's something that we're still waiting for Chap to just have that highlight game.
That's a really good point, because MrSavage was done. MrSavage said, I retired. More games, 1 more today, 6 more tomorrow before he crowned our best in the world at the Fortnite Global Championship. And this could be one of them. Savage, Chap, and Reason. I was talking about Destiny. We just got to figure out if it's theirs.
And this is their team, this is their first land, and they're not playing anything like it, but MrSavage, Chap, they've now got to see if they can pull together here. Reason with the double revive, they bring him back up into the mix, but they still have...
Yeah, and that's why you see Sphinx and them trying to be the trolls underneath the bridge, a little bit of a safer rotation, talk about natural elements to try to use and crowd some of these shots. A 488, drastically below, almost need 3 straight eliminations. Savage is looking, but he's finding nothing but the lobby.
Just yet either, but MrSavage, Reason, they're trying to see what they can do up against the likes of Disco and Kadu, but Striker might just be looking to try and hold them down, but Reason, nice chunk of HP there. It's gonna go missing from Kadu. Reason now on the ropes, though. He's not gonna be able to break away. MrSavage trying to provide coverage. Kadu still relatively healthy in comparison to Savage.
He does have the overall zone. So they too, if they have that reboot card, they can immediately move on over towards Ranger's Ruin to try to get that reboot back, and that's exactly what they want to do. Savage has no other choice but go the other direction towards Foxy Floodgates, which is good because now he has a chance for the reboot, but he's moving closer and closer to other teams while being almost 300 damage below the threshold.
But that's the problem. He's so
They
close.
have the exotic as well, the Wrecker Revolver that shoots faster with every hit fire. So that's something that we're really going to have to watch out for, especially if they're looking for a comeback today through eliminations. Savage, Chap, Rezon trying to do the same thing, slow to rotate on out. They're prioritizing getting Storm Surge. A lot of these teams that are slow to rotate, those they do, they just target out second height over and over and over. They reconnect along the way, so teams are going to have to think of something different here compared to yesterday.
Savage.
So we'll see if that ends up leading to a clash between the two teams. It's something Vanya predicted would happen. He said he wants to play for height today. We'll see if he's a man of his word. For Rezon, Chap and MrSavage, he said, hey, I feel like we can do even better. We got another gear to go up.
Yeah, multiple games yesterday inside of the top 6. Can you imagine going from, hey, I'm done with Fortnite, to a chance to win even more money, continue to build your legacy? And for someone like Chap, he's a youngin'. You know what I mean? He's still earning his stride, earning his respect, and he's doing it in such a good fashion. Their road through Major 3 to get that qualification spot and then showing up big in day 1. And now they got to lurk onto Sphinx, Muzz, and Shadow, waiting for the countdown. 3, 2, 1, Sphinx goes down. Rezon, Chap, Savage, they're ready to start this fight. That's going to get cleaned up with ease, but instead of running away, they realize with a 3v2, it's now or never. They need the points if they want to climb that leaderboard.
Rezon, Chap, and Savage, they're trying to be as quick as possible. They don't want to allow the opportunity for Muzz or Shadow to escape, but they're just not fast enough. Chap, Rezon, MrSavage, they're gonna have to be content with the body loot off of Sphinx alone. But Chap's still seeing if he can try and pull out a little bit more here. Good tags into Shadow's HP bar. They've got Muzz a little bit cornered, but Chap, Rezon, MrSavage, this is all that they want. They're stuck just outside edge of zone, and they know if they clear out Muzz and Shadow, they're gonna have free rotation path with nobody left behind them.
See Rezon, his instincts are to make plays happen. You don't want to be too ambitious, don't want to give them any room to put your team in a bad situation. MrSavage taking a big chunk of damage, and that will slow things down just a moment. And again, they did well to get the first. Of course, they want even more out of this. They know these guys are going to be weak, these guys are going to be on the back foot, so they'll continue to pressure, but let's not make any mistakes here, boys.
Yeah, they're out of zone. They're kind of thinking not too many teams even hear the noise, but get Zed away and Scarf, but they definitely do, and they're moving in. But Muzz goes down. Chap trying to finish this fight, and they do so. Savage takes down Shadow, but the third party is now making it hard for them to survive.
That's the way to do it. You saw Savage, Chap, both shotguns in hand, playing together, taking advantage.
Teeter-tottering for far too long on that surge threshold. MrSavage in a very similar position. He's just trying to get out of the low ground, but he won't get the chance. Chap falls.
Not just them, though. No Savage. He was knocked. Chap just trying to get back into it, but he's going to follow his time to go ahead and continue to rotate toward the north. Same thing for some of these teams that are working their way from the top down. Savage, Chap, Rezon, even though they are missing some shields, it's in the name of Storm Surge. Taking those shots, taking those chances, so that way they don't have to worry about it later in the game.
MrSavage, Rezon, and Chap are gonna just now. Fortunately, Chap, Rezon, able to utilize some of that Flowberry Fizz, their surge base, obviously stockpiled with more than enough resources. So back in to see whether or not Acorn Pollo even decided to pick back up on that engagement, but for right now, Rezon, Chap,
Get somebody on the other side to make a mistake. Even though they didn't peek, they realized where they were and immediately start to put pressure down. They have the Stinger, they have the minigun. They are going to melt through these builds if they can focus all on the same target. For Rezon and Chap, they are 1,300 damage above the threshold, dropping down to 1,100, but they have rotation.
Smart, though, they're not trying to overcommit. Talking about overcommitments, Chap sees FKS. They were trying to bring him back into the mix, but Chap taking full advantage of the situation, just bragging out and Shadow. They didn't get the memo. They're still willing to try and cross over, but Rezon smothered, trying to see if he can live. Aspect gonna be knocked though, and that's everything for Rezon right now. He needed some form of a lifeline, and the life jacket from that elimination if he can get to the body loop, but no! Another team, Mixin and Upful, they're gonna take over.
Yeah, just a little bit more than those siphon materials. Upful and Mixin, just like you said, they went ahead and stole all of that loot from the other loot. That Reason desperately needed, but he gets tagged up. Oh my, a turnaround 180, turns and burns to take down Kazi. And I was talking about how low of resources he actually had. Well, that siphon is gonna help tenfold.
Reason knows Amar is watching. He's trying to deliver the best sort of birthday gift, and what's better than clutching up a nice set of eliminations here to keep the dream going. But Reason starting to get a little lobby focus. Some heavy hitters right in front of him. Team is starting to
making sure that he kept his two teammates safe. Shout out to him, right? Because when you look at the leaderboard, they're in 5th place right now. If Rapid doesn't see them, everything falls apart. So shout out to Rapid for catching that one. And MrSavage, Chap, and Reason, they've been having a pretty good weekend, but towards the end of the competition right now, it seems like they're slowing down.
Do have to believe it's a little bit revitalizing, though, when you watch Reason
to give your energy to NA if you want to see a miracle comeback, because 2nd, 3rd, 4th place, all of them down. 5th place, that's Kanata, Rapid, and Bolts, and a chance to close the gap. Especially more so if they can figure out a way to take down Queasy, Swizzy, and Merstash. But we're now into the top 17. This is where placement points are going to come into play.
And they might be kings of this lobby if everyone else isn't careful.
There's still more than half of the placement points still available in this lobby, and I think Reason knows it. That's why he's moving to the outside of the zone. He saw 3 different med kits, a replenished amount of materials, and this could be the difference maker in terms of point differential as that leaderboard goes down below. Malibu, he's struggling all around, rejoins his team. The splashes are coming out, but they're in the backside of the zone. They're sacrificing HP to try to catch any team off guard.
It's because of the way that the zone is pulled over this slight bridge of elevation, though. Malibuka, Ping, they don't have a whole lot of builds. Malibuka is going to be forced to try and play heals.
High ground disrupts the foe. Down they go. Strategies going down as some of our previous games.
Haven't seen a whole lot of Reason and Chap. MrSavage trying to take up a surge-based position, though, up against Swizzy, Queasy, and Merstash. Whether or not this actually pans out in their favor is yet to be determined, but Chap, MrSavage, Reason definitely have had their highlight moments throughout this tourney.
Yeah, a team that's definitely had their ups and downs, and still talk about their story making it without any builds. I'm not too worried. He does have that medallion, the double jump. It also negates fall.